barista just gave me his number. Maybe I should call. I don't know. Dating for me in New York has been so messy.
Come on, relax, baby. Hey.
What's going on, world? I'm Wesley from A Connection TV, the network, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And the similar connection that I want to adopt with you is for the love of love and hip hop. Yes, I almost forgot the freaking I'm watching it right now, and this title is called, the episode is called The Wait Is Over. So we find out that the beautiful, luxurious, the ultimate dark-skinned queen, Young B, wins the Gwyneth Fest, and I'm like, okay, her song and her production, the production value was a bit higher than the other girls that we were able to see, and you know, Mariah's track wasn't really the best. It was just, I don't know, it was very repetitive, and BBOD, yeah. But Bianca came through. Like Remy Ma said, Bianca came through, so she won, which was cool to see. It was nice to see that if you adjust your attitude and become a bit more mature, positive things will happen for you. And so that was awesome. Then we move from that to Peter going to see Tara, and they find out that they're having another boy. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Another Peter Guns in the world. Like, why? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I hope Tara, like, really, like, I will never understand the concept of making babies just to make babies. And you and the person that you're having sex with aren't even connected on that level to, and in terms of caring about each other, let alone caring about another life that you're bringing into the world. And I'm just under the impression that all these people got money to take care of all these kids and give them a great and astounding life, and you know, a paid for education and everything. And it's just like the way people are just having babies. Like earlier today, you know, I was around somebody, I'm not gonna, and they were just haphazardly discussing how, you know, females are willing, no, I'm sorry, it was a female mad at men for just going around getting women pregnant and not having a job and not living on their own and not having a car. But in my mind, I'm thinking, is this chick really serious? She's mad at the men for going around getting women pregnant, but she's not acknowledging the role that the female plays in this situation. Why would you allow a man to ejaculate inside your vagina if he has none of those things that you consider to be credentials for a man to have? Like, I don't get it, and I never will understand it. I just never will. But I was talking to TC, and I was like, it's crazy to me because the more and more I see certain females, like I was at my job the other day, Saturday, and a female came into the store, and I was just like, wow. It was weird. It was weird. I know. I don't know what the hell, but it was really, really weird, but interesting at the same time because I couldn't keep my eyes off of her. I don't know. I highly doubt that means anything. I would make an amazing father. Oh my God, I would make an amazing father. And I don't want a boy. I want a girl. I want a princess. Oh my God, she would. Oh my God. Listen. Anyways, let's get back to this show. I'm watching it right now. If you guys don't know who I am, just tune in. I have like over 1,700 videos. Like, I have a lot going on, but I review everything under the sun. So tune in and subscribe. All right, I'll be right back. Yo, Bianca and Mariah Lynn are sitting here listening to Cardi B go off about Tommy, and it's just hilarious. They're both sitting there like, yo, this chick is buff. She's like, okay, so I don't know what to do. I'm just like, I like Cardi. Lord knows I like Cardi. But let me say something real quick. The fact that Peter is thinking about getting a vasectomy, I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it because you sleep with females that just want to have unprotected sex with you no matter what, and you're willing to just go the whole way, and then y'all losing your minds because you're having a child. Like, no, if all you do is have unprotected sex, get a vasectomy because it's crazy to me. Not unless he take care of all his kids and it's no drama, but obviously we see his fucking drama. He's on the fucking the show. But then we fast forward to Bianca with Amadeus and Mariah Lynn and Cardi B come in, and Mariah Lynn start talking about bad bitches on deck, and Cardi B's like, okay, so she popped off on you because you're small and frail. Fuck out of here. She wasn't trying to do that with Bianca in the studio. She was like, that's corny. And then she was like, oh, but she called police protection. A restraining order on Bianca. Like, let's stop talking about that. Let's talk about me and Tommy and these marriage papers and this music thing and all this stuff. I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, Cardi B is a mess, but she's funny and I love her. And wouldn't it be interesting to see Cardi B and Jocelyn Hernandez together? Yes.
Let me know how you want me to do this.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Like this dude got 3 baby moms and like 19 kids. Crazy. And it's like, I don't understand why polygamy is not allowed. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I know it's the same shit. They just not married. They got to deal with each other for the rest of their lives to support these kids, to raise these kids. And they keep calling it, and yeah, they keep family, but they're just not married. So polygamy is legal. It's motherfucking legal. Everybody's in a polygamous relationship. That's crazy to me. I just don't get it. Yandy knew what was going on between her best friend or whoever this girl is and Rah. Come on now. It's love and hip hop. Come on. We all know Yandy doesn't like Rah Ali. We all know of the history between Rah and Mendeecees, right? I mean, Rah was on one of the reunions talking about Mendeecees thing and how it's small and all this extra stuff. So obviously there's tension between the two females. So when Remy Ma is talking to Rah Ali at the diamond store, she's just like, Pat doesn't want any problems, no drama, messing up the wedding and endangering me and my parole, blah, blah, blah. I like the fact that Rah Ali apologized and realized how dumb she was for telling all of her artists to act accordingly and to be professional, who's going to want to work with you. Then she decides to go ahead in the same type of setting and do pop off like a motherfucking artist. Like, I couldn't understand that. Matter of fact, we're grown adults. And my thing is, and this may seem extreme because I'm an extremist. I really am. But it's like how one day we don't want to see how we can rally up and say, no black on black crime and all of this, but the next day we'll go fight somebody at a club because there's a respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dumb shit like that just doesn't make any sense. Like, no human should touch another human unless it's a self-defense type of situation. But that's just me and my philosophy. I feel that if you decide to lay hands on somebody, then you're ready to die. That's how I feel. I feel that it's kill or be killed. So don't lay hands on someone unless you're willing to die. And that's just how I feel about it. My mind be twisted up. You know what I'm saying? It's always the quiet ones that you got to look out for. I'm just saying. So I think it's very commendable that Remy Ma is discussing things with Yandy and discussing everything with Yandy as a professional, as a mature adult. I think it's really, really cool because Yandy has some crazy idea about throwing Rah a bachelorette party, filming her as a stripper hoe, and then showing Pap the video right before he walks down the aisle, so he'll be like this. What? And then BBOD is back together. That's cool. That friends can get over their drama and get back together. I think that's real cool. But how long is this gonna last? I think as easy as it is, if it's so easy for friends to fight and argue, I think it's so easy for friends to break up. And for me, that's not a friendship. It might work that way for y'all, and that's cool. But arguing just to be cool the next day, that shit is dumb. Like, that makes no fucking sense. If we're gonna remain cool, there should be no reason why we're fucking arguing to a point where we gotta yell and all, I don't want to see you again. The fuck out of here. Like, I don't get people. I can't adopt similar connections despite our differences when dealing with negative energy and negative tones. I just don't understand it. Maybe you guys can leave comments below the video to allow me to understand it, but I just don't get it. And I like this next clip that I'm watching with Cardi B talking about, if I fucks with people, I'll fucks with you the hard way, and I just want that shit back in return. I'm the same way. God damn it. This episode is pretty good. A little lukewarm, but pretty good. I appreciate the level of maturity that Yandy and Rah have. But before I get into their conversation, I want to talk briefly about Cardi B being mad at self. I see a lot of Cardi B in me, and I see a lot of Rah in me, and I'm going to explain. The way that Cardi B interprets how a friendship is supposed to be is kind of the way that I interpreted how it's supposed to be. Just minus all the yelling and shit. She feels that someone should have your back and it should be effortless. And it should be vice versa. But the difference between her and I is that I will let you know what I expect in a friendship and what I would like from you in a friendship. And I also know that I can't expect people to show that friendship the way that I would. Although I definitely want them to, I can't expect them to. So because everyone is different, I lay all the cards out on the table, and I let people know how I am and how I feel and how I'm going to feel if XYZ occurs. And that's just where I think Cardi B needs to place herself. She can't expect self to understand everything that she's going through because of how she's interpreting it. But on the flip side, though, as far as the level of professionalism is concerned, just because you guys are cool doesn't mean that you guys can corroborate on a professional tip, completely professional tip. Contracts drawn, appointments set up, who's getting paid, is this a financial beneficial thing for the both parties, like all of that needs to be established so there are no mistakes or no, I just think that that's how it should be. And as far as Rah and Yandy said something that was pivotal, and that is pivotal for people to understand. It is not always about you. When I plan my day, I do not think of Rah Ali and what she has going on and how she's going to interpret a function that I'm at with a friend of mine that I care about. I don't think about you. And my thing is, I like the way Rah interpreted the situation. I always think, well, I'm a pessimist. And I always think negative, and I always think that something has something to do with me. When I'm at work, for example, and my boss gets up and he walks to go to the office to go to, talk to another boss, I'm like, oh Lord, what did I do? Blah, blah, blah. And it's terrible. It's sad. I know I need to stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not by no means hung up on myself, but I feel like because I've gone through so many trials and tribulations in the last 10 years that all of a sudden it's going to be me. It's going to be about what something's going to, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's always leading toward me. And I, like Rah, need to let all of that go, because even when Yandy was explaining herself And when she said it so point and like blunt, I was like, damn, okay. But that's real though. And you know, when she was like, oh, y'all wouldn't be friends if it wasn't for the argument that me and her had. Like, what? Like, what are we talking about? Like, no. Like, we're cool because I think she's a cool girl. Like, what's wrong with that being the situation? And of course, they're on the show together. So that more than likely would be the reason or the catalyst for this friendship, more so than the argument that you had with her. And why would you think that I knew of an argument that y'all two had if I was not present? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I see a lot of the issues that I have with myself in these people, and I'm just like, wow, that's how I look. I need to change that about myself. I do. Adopting similar connections despite our differences. So the wait is over. Climax is with, look at young Stevie. He's adorable. That has to be young Stevie, because that looks exactly like him. But yeah, so the way that this ended was very interesting. I see that, you know, people do have a lot of problems and with their family, but once again, the round table of mothers from this one, I just like, it's crazy to me. I wonder if the roles were reversed, how would the person feel? Like, if it was Mendeecees was a female and then she had to bring 3 dudes to a table. Let that be the story that we tell. Let that be the story that we tell, because this shit right here makes I just don't understand it. At the end of the day, I feel that a son should be able to see his father, and a son should know the real about his father, but with a barrier behind all of that, and if that makes sense. Like the way that that girl from Real Housewives of New Jersey or some shit, Orange County, whatever, where she went to jail and now the dude's going to jail, and how they said that, you know, the mother went to work or went out to take care of something, and she'll be back, and then the father's gonna go out to work and take care. I think that's pretty cool, because the concept of being trapped, I don't know, I think certain situations like that can fuck with a kid. I really do, because even with my father not being in my life from young to now, it fucked with me. Like, I could have been a completely different person had I had that father figure in my life to instill some kind of mature guidance or manly guidance with me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, I'm curious to see what you guys thought about this particular episode. It's very interesting, and I think all of these issues play out into what's really going on today and how we need to change ourselves for the better. I'm Wesley from AK Nation TV, the network. Deuces.
There's some extra things.
Okay. So this is completely like your site. Like, it's
This
not
is
ran
my-
through a third party.
No,
This is your site, launched by you.
It's launched by me, created by me.
And you have actual
Atomic Beats.
Break lights in the